And along other measures, the Ghana Tourism Authority has already directed all operators in the tourism and hospitality industry across Ghana to immediately start screening all guests before giving them access to their facilities. This is one of several measures put in place by the authority to ensure the industry is well protected against the deadly coronavirus. At a meeting with industry players, the Chief Executive Officer of the authority, Akwesi Agyeman, said though the sector is reeling from the outbreak, there is the need to ensure operators could go about their business without fear and panic. Ifwa Evans Chinri was at that interaction.
The World Health Organization has declared the coronavirus outbreak a pandemic as Italy tightened its quarantine and the US imposed a ban on flights from Europe. More than 126,000 have been infected globally, according to the WHO. Of this number, over 68,000 have recovered. A number of institutions have put in place precautionary measures against the disease. One of such institutions is the Ghana Tourism Authority. Its Chief Executive Officer, Akwesi Agyeman, wants all companies in the tourism and hospitality industry to ensure everyone is very well protected.
We are telling our operators not to be scared, but just to take care. So the tagline is, don't be scared, just take care. And we are asking that at every public area in a establishment, there has to be an open display of the messages. And these are messages that we have printed and they have to paste out there. One, avoiding handshakes, the various precautionary measures that the Ghana Health Service has advised. Two, we're asking all hotels to ensure that in the hotel rooms, these messages are boldly displayed and there are sanitizers and other washing equipment that is available for people to wash their hands and avoid the handshakes. Also, in the area of the restaurants and the kitchen, they have to wear the protective gear. That will ensure that at least if even somebody has a symptom that is closer to coronavirus, they are properly monitored, and so we've asked that we get the testing guns, that we call them, to test their temperatures, and people with high temperatures are then isolated and then asked to liaise with the Ghana Health Service on that. We're also looking at general staff health. We know that per the regulations that we have, staff have to have a certain health certification by the various assemblies, and this time we are going to enforce that because they are the frontline people and they have to ensure. And by and large, we also here to keep the industry upbeat that we are very, very confident in the measures that central government have put in place. We are very confident that thus far we haven't had any incident, and we are very assured of the readiness of the country to deal with the situation as we go forward.
Adnan Yusil is general manager at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. He mentions some of the challenges they face as an industry.
So since the pandemic disease started to spread all around Europe, we start to receive a lot of cancellations, especially from global institutions, international companies. Actually, we're supposed to have IMF, World Bank meetings, some UNDP meetings, and some United States related meetings as well. They're all suddenly canceled. So we received thousands of room nights cancellations for March, April, and May, which accumulated to actually hundreds of thousands US dollars, which affected us dramatically. So now we are trying to take some precautions. Of course, we are an international company as a Movenpick. We are part of Accor. So we submit a lot of reports on how to reduce costs, how to hold on to our revenue. So now actually we try to minimize our costs.
Inspectors have been deployed to the various industries to ensure operators adhere to rules and regulations.
And the news team also visited some of the facilities to ascertain what the situation was.
We have placed hand sanitizers at the front of the hotel. That's the entrance when you are coming in. The restaurants, we have one also at the reception area, and we have some at the gym. So we are actually...
So there are sanitizers, hand sanitizers all over, in the rooms, everywhere.
Yes, yes.
So let's talk about this. Where are you going to stick these ones?
So this one, we are going to stick some at the security checkpoint for the staff when they are clocking in. so that they can be reading and be aware of what to do when they're on duty. And also we'll place some also over there. Whilst guests are coming in, they can also be reading what they have to do to prevent coronavirus.
You know, we all don't speak English. What about those who speak other languages? How are they going to get to know about this?
We have people at the security checkpoint, and they can educate them. That is, if they get there and they read and they are not able to understand. But then if you look at the signage, you could see that, you know, this is something so easy that everybody could read. There is cross, that is don't do, and this is okay, meaning that you can wash your hands and all that. So the green one.
Without necessarily reading, you can tell. We're at the gym at the Alisa Hotel, and Yvonne is here to tell us what you have to do before you can enter the gym. So before you get into the gym, you have to sanitize.
Sanitizer to sanitize your hands. And then after that, you open the door. This has been cleaned already with
Right.
the alcohol.
Okay.
Today going, we will put the stickers there so that you clean as you go with the sanitizers. Okay. Internally also, when you finish cleaning it, because of the safety of our customers, we will also do the alcohol cleaning to make sure that the treadmill is safe for them to use. Yes.
Okay. So apart from the treadmills, you're going to do the same with the other machines as well?
We are using alcohol to clean all the machines at the gym. So as and when they finish using it, we come back and then do the cleaning for this ones. Because this one, you don't normally sweat like the treadmill. So we do this ones for them.
I think it's a good idea on the part of the GTA, and we've also spoken about the coronavirus and its effect on the hotel business. I think we have also taken up some measures for the hotel and the guests incoming and in-house as well. Currently, we've taken up a measure that all staff will be given gloves and nose masks. Like you see, I have my glove here. There are two, yeah, and each staff has also been given, sanitizers as well. So we're taking up that measure, but we hope Ghanaians don't witness anything like coronavirus, because it's a pandemic which is currently affecting most countries.
Do you check visitors who come in?
Not really. Currently, we don't screen them, but we have a facility which is Impact Clinic. So if we notice any of their symptoms, we quickly take them there, and it's been catered for.
And to probe further, Maxwell Agbagba joined a public transport and a commune line of various transporters to observe how people were adhering to the education on the virus that has gone out so far.
We didn't, this epidemic, we hear that the epidemic now is in Togo.
And other neighboring countries.
Other neighboring countries. But you see, we didn't hear about the media. The media is supposed to talk more, but we can do our effort here. Okay. But let's take it, God forbid, let's take it when somebody have the virus here. What will you do? What we will do with advice or with experience we have here? We can't do anything.
You can't do anything?
We can't do anything, we don't know. But we hear that they said we should find sanitizer. Some of people say we should find when you get soap and this thing. But
you seem helpless. But have you not thought about maybe putting bowls of water here so that for passengers who would board the vehicles that are parked here, they'll wash? You insist on proper hand washing before they get onto the vehicles. Is there not a suggestion you are considering or anything?
Oh, that one is good. Now you are advising us. You understand? That's why we are saying that the government or the municipal assembly that control here, or the MP or the assemblyman, supposed to come educate us more, because we are many people here. Now, what will you do? We don't know anything about it.
I'm currently in a vehicle from the Circle Terminal heading to Russia, a place in Dansuman called Russia, and now here in this structure, in this commercial vehicle, popularly known as structure, what I've observed is that there's nothing like personal space. There's no way you can avoid the next person, sitting to you. President Akufo-Addo yesterday in his address to the nation on COVID-19 advised us to, as much as possible, try and create, some space. We should try and reduce, personal, contacts. In fact, doctors have actually advised that one of the ways to stay away or to be safe from the coronavirus is to avoid crowded places and contacts with people. But here in the Trotro, there's nothing like personal space, I tell you. Even here, as I said here, I try as much as possible to avoid a large, but I cannot avoid him.
So the advice I'll give to them is, when you enter into a kiosk, you should be careful. Careful in a way that someone who is coughing, someone might be sneezing, you might not know if the person is infected or not, because at that moment it doesn't show, the signs and symptoms doesn't show at that moment. So when you come into contact with someone who is coughing, sneezing, I think when you have an handkerchief or something, when you are direct to the person, the best way to do is when you have an handkerchief, you just pick it up. Someone coughing, someone sneezing, so that at least you cover your nose like this, so that when a person is coughing, it will not come into contact with you. And I think the best way to is most of them should carry hand sanitizers along when they are going to work or anything, so that once a while they just drop some and then just rub it on their hands.
Now, just sitting here, the mate just coughed right now, and I don't know whether I should run out of the car or not.
Maya is serious, and this I already
well, what he's saying is that we need to take our prayers seriously. We need to pray against the outbreak of coronavirus here in Ghana, because we do not know how these infections, come about.
Some people, they are just stubborn. They don't follow the rules, because when you tell them to wash their hands or use sanitizer, they think, oh, after all, Ghana germs, African germs are friendly. Yeah. So some people, they just do we just thank God that we are all safe, because some of the things that we do, in case that virus should strike right now, I think it will be very, very bad.
So I just want to find out from you, in case there's an outbreak, are you still going to rely on public transport?
Considering how it spreads, it won't be advisable to be joining public transport, because if you look at most of the countries that recorded the highest numbers, their streets are cleared and other things. So it's actually going to be a disturbance, because in Ghana, this our main means of getting to where we want to get to. And if this deadly disease is such that it can be contacted easily, then I'm not sure we'll be able to join the public transport.
It's not only in Accra that we're monitoring. We'll take you to the Bonois region, where authorities at the Kintampo waterfall currently are putting in place measures capable of sensitizing visitors on key messages on the coronavirus prevention. Anna Sabit had been monitoring the situation.
It's over 100,000 coronavirus cases and more than 3,600 deaths. The coronavirus, which is now known to be COVID-19, is currently a global problem. With the most recent country, as part of the number of countries with confirmed cases of coronavirus being Togo, Ghana as a country needs to speed up in terms of its awareness creation so far as the coronavirus is concerned. Here at the Kintampo waterfalls, management have decided to paste at vintage points key messages on coronavirus prevention. They're speaking to the management to find out why they've decided to take up this big step towards the coronavirus prevention, and then what they are doing in terms of handling their visitors to create much more awareness on the coronavirus, and then the need to stay safe in relation to the COVID-19 outbreak.
Looking at this place, an ecotourism site, and we have lots of people that visit this attraction site to have fun. And you know, this virus, it's, what do you call it? When you come into contact with anybody who has it, definitely you also be contaminated. So what management did was that we have a committee, which is the Emergency Preparedness and Response Committee. And then it is made up of the Municipal Health Directorate, which is of Kintampo. So within this committee, the management saw that we need to create awareness to make sure that our visitors or our revelers that visit the site know more about this coronavirus, and also what are the preventive measures, what would they do in order to prevent themselves from getting contact with this virus. So that is why you can see this posted here. It is all around the facility, so that if any tourists go around, he or she will read and understand. And again, when tour guides are taking tourists around, they also tell them about the virus in English and in Chi, because there are some people who also don't understand the English, but also they can understand when you tell them in Chi. So that's
one may say the virus is not in Ghana yet. Why should you see it as a concern to do this?
Okay, so everything, that is why I say we have the comment that is preparedness. We are always prepared and we respond to it. So what are we doing? We are preparing towards this. We need not to wait for the thing to get in Ghana before we start promoting or creating awareness. So that is why Kintampo Waterfalls management has taken it upon themselves to create awareness to tourists for them to know about this disease. Although it's in other countries, but we don't want our tourists to be naive about this issue, but then to be abreast with this coronavirus. That is why we promoted it here.
Some of the visitors you spoke with also tells us this is a step in the right direction.
Yes, it's a very nice thing that they are doing. This one will help people that they are not aware of the virus. As those who can read and they come to see it, they will be able to know that there is something that's going on in the world and what to do and what not to do so that they will not get the virus.
I think it's a good step with the notices on the walls, at least. But however, personally, I think they could have been quite bigger, to draw their attention. I think that's the best they can do, because most of the things should be done by the government and then the health facilities. But for them, I think the notices is fine. Making them quite bigger at the gate, at the entrance, it's fine. Yeah.
Positive thing. And what I suggest is that if we can even have health personnel who can even scream. This is very important. Especially the virus is not even in Ghana yet. But those who are coming here, they are foreigners, and then we can't even determine who is having it or not. So it should be screened. Those who are coming foreigners should be screened before allowed in.
Aside this, are there other moves being taken by the management to ensure that in case there is any suspected case, they're able to respond to it swiftly? This is the response from management.
As I said, with this committee, which we have the Municipal Health Directorate, among our committee or in our committee, they are ever ready, because that is why we have this. So if we see anything, right, and within our facility we have a safety health officer also here. So if anything of that nature is detected, we call, because we have our emergency communication numbers that we contact our authorities, so that they will come and then rectify whatever is happening. So everything is in place.
From the Kintampo Waterfalls here in the Bono East region, I am Anas Sabit for JoyNews.
Well, that's it for the news. But look, I have to thank my good friend Salifu Combat from Boku for this great smoke. That was a great one as well. And Elo Mashagwa, you said this one was a good one. You live in Vakpo, you teach at the senior high school there, and thank you as well. But in the meantime, we have to get into the newspapers. Myself and Mamavi Osuamboaji today, we've shelved the relationship segment. Look, over the last 6 hours, many of us haven't had some good sleep. We've been thinking, especially if you have medical people around you, you have friends who work in the hospitals, you have people who travel, then you become a bit jittery. But we need to get the information out there. And that's what we're going to do right here on the show for you today. We'll speak to some of the best experts, but also give you the right sort of education. Please make sure that the next 2.5 hours are for you right here on the show. We'll be right back with all these.